Hi folks, welcome to the week ahead video. Now, don't forget, when we're looking at these calendar events, we're looking for only the highest probability events. The cheat sheet is designed to cherry pick the very best opportunities so that we can have high conviction in the instrument moving in a particular direction. Remember, it requires patience to keep looking at events that don't necessarily give opportunities, but in finding only the highest probability opportunities, we just increase the probability of the outcome moving in the way that we want. So enjoy. This is the look ahead for next week, and we start with a brief summary of the ADP jobs miss that we got at the end of last week, providing an opportunity in the Euro US dollar. It was just a small opportunity, but nevertheless, it does highlight why we're looking at these calendar events. So why do we look at the calendar? To find high probability trading events. Here's one. We had to be nimble, but it was on the ADP jobs print that came in on Thursday, 5th of September. Now, what we're looking for is a weak ADP jobs number coming in below market's minimum expectations of 113,000. You can also see that the prior was revised lower, and that was going to be indicative of the Federal Reserve being in a position where they need to cut interest rates by 50 basis points to support a struggling US labour market. That was a narrative. That would be the opportunity, and we're looking to buy Euro US dollar. You can see here on the cheat sheet, you can just see here, we're looking for this scenario. If the ADP came in below 113,000, we'd expect a Euro US dollar buyers, because that made the 50 basis point rate cut more relevant. We'd expect dollar weakness and euro dollar upside. And we saw that that came in nicely just after the print. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes of buying. Now it's tricky because coming out straight after it, we had the initial jobless data, and then it was going to be resetting for the initial jobless data at 1:30. But nevertheless, it did give us a little opportunity, albeit a small one, but nevertheless, it was flagged, and that's why we're looking at the calendar to just cherry pick those little opportunities. We're expecting the market to head clearly in one direction. So what really matters on the calendar for the coming week? Well, for the week beginning September the 9th, the first event to be looking for is the UK labour data. Now, the Bank of England has been very, very stubborn in signalling a clear rate cutting cycle. It's been always winter, but never Christmas. So the Bank of England hasn't yet, although they did cut interest rates in their last meeting, it was only just by a 5-4 majority, and the Bank of England is perpetually stressing inflation risks. So this means if we see a big miss in the UK labour data next week, that could be the first catalyst that begins to see the Bank of England in earnest signal coming interest rate cuts. So the sort of thing that would potentially worry them in a very similar way that the US labour market has worried the Federal Reserve. So we're looking for something similar here. Big miss in the UK labour data could be a good opportunity to find euro pound longs out of the print. So it's definitely one that we'll be watching. Yes, CPI inflation data is less important in the current climate. Most central banks are signalling some kind of victory, albeit tentative, over the battle with inflation. However, we are not out of the woods yet. And with the Federal Reserve meeting in mid-September, with the payrolls data out the way,
Just seeing some commentary here.
CPI print data is going to be very important. As long as it keeps moving lower, it'll be non-event. But if there's any hint, a sign, an unexpected uptick, then we could see a very fast snapback in the dollar. It's definitely one to be watching out for. Now, I've made this video just before the non-farm payrolls, so the non-farm payrolls could give the dollar a big move, so you have to bear that in mind. However, nevertheless, this CPI print is worth looking at. If there's a surprise print, there's still time for some kind of market reaction, especially with the 50 basis point rate cut, around sort of 40% chance of it in September 18th meeting at the time of making this video. So regardless, it's one to watch. The cheat sheet will have all the relevant details at the time. Similarly, Thursday, September the 12th, got the ECB rate decision. Now, the ECB put themselves into a bit of a hole when they cut interest rates in the summer, and markets really want to know what is their pace of rates moving forward. How exactly do they view the Eurozone economy, and what monetary policy signals are they giving? It's worth looking at. We could see a diverging outlook between the ECB and the Bank of England begin to materialise this week. So I've got that partly in mind, and this is something we'll be looking at. The full cheat sheet will be updating with all the details at the time. Remember, when we're looking at the cheat sheet each day, the details come in telling us exactly what to look for, exactly which instruments we would expect movement in. So look out for the cheat sheet each day, as well as the live trading events, which are flagged on the cheat sheet as well. So you can join us for live trading analysis as the headlines break. Okay, folks, have a very good trading week and look forward to seeing you in the daily webinars on the London and the New York session. Take care now and speak soon.